Hi everyone, welcome to this interview by Core Recruitment. Thanks very much for joining us today. Core is an international recruitment consultancy and we deal with mid to senior level appointments across our chosen sectors across the world. Now we're running this interview series to inject some positivity into the sector, and we've been meeting a whole host of different entrepreneurs, business leaders, lots of different interesting characters from our sector, and we've got lots of different articles and videos all over our website if you want to check out www.corerecruitment.com. Now, I have to confess a slight addiction, I'm going to say, obsession, with a little pastime called karaoke. And my relationship with the CEO of this company that we're going to be talking about today, which is Lucky Voice. Through my 20s and through my late teens and 20s, I was probably kind of like, getting drunk and singing in bars in Soho. Through my 30s, I was going out with the team and making them sing and pouring lots of shots down their throats. And now that I'm in my 40s and I've got kids, I'm actually turning up to kids' parties and all of that kind of stuff. We're now also doing karaoke and then booking a separate room for me and the parents to go and get drunk and sing as well. So I think this is something which is just, I can't wait to see how it evolves through the next stage of my life. But anyway, it's definitely an obsession with karaoke that's Lucky Voice has been very happily facilitating. And Charlie, CEO, is with us today. Hi, Charlie. How are you?
Hi, Christian. Very good. Lovely to hear your karaoke journey. And yeah, there are many more steps that you've still got to go through.
Yeah, exactly. And there must be an evolution with that, right?
There is. They start with the kids' parties, and they're still doing it well into their 70s and 80s. So yeah, the journey is not even halfway through for you, Christian. So you've got a long way to go.
Excellent. Can't wait for that. We'll start them young, Charlie. Start them young. If anyone has just landed from Mars or they've never been into a Lucky Voice, can you give us a little overview of the business?
Yeah, so Lucky Voice has been going for almost 21 years now. We've almost reached the age where we're allowed to drink in Lucky Voices, as was the age originally. We've moved down from 21 to 18 over time. But yeah, we're the UK's leading karaoke company. We have 6 venues, 5 in London, 1 in Brighton, and we have a franchise in Dubai. It's karaoke, but very different. It's private rooms and a bar space, but very different from singing in front of a crowd of strangers. You are singing in the comfort of your own private room with food and drink brought to your room courtesy of our Thirsty button. And multiple microphones, no stage, all about just having an amazing time with the people you've chosen to be there with, friends, family, colleagues, etc. All started over 20 years ago when our co-founder Martha Lane Fox went to Tokyo and had an almighty 20-hour singing session going from karaoke bar and just realizing private room karaoke is completely different. You don't have to be a good singer. You're not having to perform in front of people. You're just having a great time in your own space. And she's like, why isn't this a thing in London yet? So she brought that back to London, and with her co-founder, the previous managing director, Nick Thistleton, they opened Lucky Voice Soho. And we've been opening venues and building the business ever since.
Amazing. Now, I mean, you guys were one of the original kind of social entertainment kind of like, concepts, and you're still going strong, right? So like, what's made you pass the test of time, would you say, Charlie?
Yeah, I think the activity is absolutely key. It's a combination of the activity and the brand. So in terms of the activity, obviously singing isn't a trend or a fad. People have been singing together for thousands of years, and they will be for thousands of years. That's got no sign of ever stopping. As mentioned, there was some education early on in terms of what private room karaoke was. People assuming they would just kind of be dragged along to a karaoke night and thinking they would be up on a stage, terrified to have to sing in front of people they didn't know. And it's great that over time that's changed and people do know what Lucky Voice is now. Most people, when they arrive, know what they're getting into, and that does attract a lot more people. I think that education was key. But still, it is the case that a lot of customers do come and like, oh, I'll come along and I'll just sit at the back while everyone sings. And once they've seen a few people take on a few songs, and maybe when they haven't got the best voices but they're still loving it, they then stop hiding behind the menu and get up there and sing in front of their friends. And as I say, multiple microphones, it's all just about having a great time together. It's really not just about that kind of single single performance. And yeah, so many people have kind of created those Lucky Voice memories over the years, which is why people keep coming back, because the experience is different every time. You're singing with different people, you're singing different songs. But yeah, the brand foundation when we started out was really key, because we were doing something different to anything that was out there, and we built a really great brand that we've continued to enhance over the years. And so yeah, I think it is that combination of the great activity that we've got at Lucky Voice and the brand that have helped us to stand the test of time.
Excellent. Now, just to give us kind of like a little bit of insight, in terms of like the top three karaoke songs that you guys kind of like have across the estate, what's the most popular?
Yes, it's kind of it evolves over time. Or the songs that people sing are very. It's not as in some new songs get sung, but the songs get sung in volume that are always the top of our charts. It's always based on nostalgia. So it's the songs that people grew up listening to, singing along to in their bedrooms. So when we first opened over 20 years ago, it really was the top 10 was full of songs from 70s and 80s. So Living on a Prayer. Total Eclipse of the Heart, Mamma Mia, which is still up there, Bohemian Rhapsody. And then gradually over time, that became songs from the 90s. So Angels by Robbie Williams, Wannabe by the Spice Girls. And then now you've got a load of songs from the noughties. So it's Mr. Brightside, it's Teenage Dirtbag. But there are some songs that have just stayed in there the whole time. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is one of those. Mamma Mia as well, both still in our top five. Sweet Caroline kind of was there originally quite high up, and then football has helped that over the years. So that'll be probably in our top three this summer, depending on how England fare. Yeah, it's lovely to see how it evolves over time, and as I say, it really is based on that nostalgia.
Absolutely. And I read somewhere that singing is actually good for your mental health. Have you done research on this, Charlie? Is this true?
Very true. Yeah, it's obviously the wellness and well-being consumer trend is only growing, and yeah, we fit perfectly into that. I'd say that singing is a biological shortcut to well-being. It's scientifically proven to release oxytocin, boost endorphins. So yeah, I think singing is that active medication. I suppose, like, we live in an increasingly digital and lonely world, and Lucky Voice provides a physical space for joyous connection through singing. So we're not really just selling karaoke, we're selling a scientifically backed boost to your mental and emotional health. So you heard right, Krishnan, and it's definitely something we want to be talking about more, because I'm sure you can attest to how you feel after a great singing session, and it brings a whole load of extra positives rather than just having a good time.
Love that. I mean, I think it's probably going to be good for my mental health, but with my singing, I don't know if it's going to be good for everyone around me, mental health, but there you go. Now, a couple of years ago, you guys were talking about, I know you opened Dubai already through a franchise, but you were talking quite a lot about America. Is international expansion elsewhere still in the cards?
Yeah, I think the US opportunity is great, and it's still something we would love to do in the future. We spent some time over there and just did some due diligence, and it wasn't quite the right time at that point. It was kind of the time we were opening our fifth venue in London, in Waterloo. But it is something we still love to do in the future. But yeah, we've got some great international franchising opportunities out there at the moment. We have our B2B arm of the business where we license out our software to other venues. So there's some really interesting stuff there outside the UK. So yeah, even though US is being paused for now, some great opportunities in terms of growing internationally.
Excellent. And just in terms of kind of like the next phase of growth for you guys from a technology perspective, what do you think that looks like for you?
So it's been a key part of our business from the beginning, is building our own software. I think in any karaoke setting, when we first launched, people were used to pretty shoddy karaoke software that was hard to use, especially after a few drinks. There were cheesy videos in the background, and we wanted to make it clean, look great, and easy to use after a few drinks. So we've done that, and we really make sure that we listen to our customers and what they want. They're as mentioned, we license out our software to other venues, and we really make sure that we're building and adapting our software for the end user, for the customer, not necessarily just the B2B client. So for instance, like, we make sure our catalog has, rather than just a huge number of songs that might have a load of versions of one song, a really clean catalog, curated in the right way, that has the songs that people want to sing and make it very easy for them to find those songs. We build games into the software to help break the ice at the beginning of sessions. We are looking at, obviously, how AI can enhance that experience, but looking into, having a Lucky Voice AI and what that can do. It's sitting in the background while you're having your session. So it's great having that tech as like a core part of the product, because it's all about, the main experience isn't about using the tech in the session. It's about having an amazing time singing, but you need simple and great software to be able to facilitate that. And that's exactly what we do through our software.
Excellent. Now, cost pressures seem to be everywhere in the sector at the moment, and consumer spending is obviously kind of like in a challenging spot. What steps are you guys taking as a result of that?
Yeah, we're very careful around not just hiking up the prices, and we've really over the last 9 months kind of gone down a different route, which has been really successful, which is to really get the guys in the venues to focus on extensions where possible. A 2-hour singing session when people are booking, to some, especially who haven't been before, sounds like a long time, and by the time they're at 1 hour and 40, they realize that it's nowhere near enough. And if there's space, then we incentivize and really push the guys in the venues to try and extend those sessions, which is working really well. So they're good spenders. You can extend the session for a discounted price, it's without having to increase prices. It's really helped increase our spend per head, which has been great, especially on the quieter days where there are gaps. Obviously, it's harder to do on Saturdays and other peak times. It's also embedded in our software, so that has something in there which reminds people that they can extend if they can. So I think it's worked really well. It's something we're still developing that strategy on how to really perfect it. But it's a great way of being able to increase spend per head rather than just increase prices and then be not increasing the value for the customer.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, in terms of your leadership journey, so you've been with Lucky Voice now 17 years, and you've obviously been promoted multiple times and all of that kind of stuff, but do you love karaoke? What's kept you with the business? What's kept you engaged?
I do love karaoke. I don't think my love of karaoke would have been enough to keep me at Lucky Voice that long alone. But I think a big part of it is, I've been Lucky Voice 17 years. I'm not alone in that. We have, I think we've got almost 80 years now of a Lucky Voice experience in our leadership team. We've got over 70 years worth of Lucky Voice experience through our 6 GMs. So that's a key part of it. We love the business. We love the brand. We love working together. And that's just a key part of it. But I think also it's how we make customers feel. I think that is something, especially because hospitality is an amazing industry to work in, and this has been such a great company to work for. But it's been challenging, especially since COVID and everything that's happened since then. So I think us knowing that we do something to customers that they don't expect. I think it's that surprise element that people who haven't been before, or people who haven't been with a different group of friends, it's how we make them feel. It's this kind of the joy that's created from singing, especially for people who've never considered themselves a singer. And the amount of people who say to me, it's like, oh, I'm a terrible karaoke singer. I mean, that probably means you're an amazing karaoke singer. You're perfect. You're like, as in you will just, for the first time in your life, feel like you can just let go. There's this amazing release. But because you don't feel like you're a good singer, you haven't been able to do that before. But it really isn't about singing well. It's just about letting go and having an amazing time with your friends. So that happens every single day at Lucky Voice, and I love that. I love that there are people who come into our venues being like, oh, this isn't quite for me, and they'll be leaving going, I can't wait to book this with another group of friends. So that lives on, and we've got more people coming through our doors than ever before. So yeah, I think it's a combination of having an amazing team who have been on this long but exhilarating journey with me, and then also just amazing customers who have just we feel like we've brought a lot to their lives and to their experiences, especially some of our regulars. We've got one regular who's got the Lucky Voice logo tattooed on her. Serious fan, and I think that is an amazing thing we've built with the brand, is that there is, and I think hopefully you showed this in your intro. There's a lot of love for Lucky Voice and what we've offered, and that really definitely keeps me going.
Wow. Not going down the Brewdog route of giving her a discount now. She's got a Lucky Voice tattoo. Are you, Charlie?
No, not a discount, no. I mean, we love her, and she gives a lot of. She comes so often. She gives a lot of great insights, but nothing down the Brewdog route. Don't worry.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Now, in terms of that leadership journey, which previous kind of leaders would you say that you've worked with who have really kind of inspired you, and why?
Yeah, I think both Martha and Nick, the two co-founders. Martha, incredibly inspiring, an amazing person to lean on for advice. I think I'm very fortunate. I've been managing director since 2017, and I've had both Martha and Nick who came up with the concept and built the business. Still been working very closely with them ever since. So to feed off that's been fantastic. And with Nick, he built Lucky Voice from 2005 and was MD for the next 12 years until I took over, and was just incredibly open with me in terms of the mistakes that he'd made. And it was great for me to be able to learn from those as I was starting, without necessarily having to make them myself. But both incredibly supportive, inspirational people who, I keep learning from today. And it's really benefited where Lucky Voice is at, having those guys still in and around the business, for the last 21 years.
That's amazing. And for my final question, kind of one consumer trend that you think is really going to affect business for 2026, what do you think it is?
Yeah, I'm probably going to beat the wellness drum again. I think, as I said earlier, I think we have to adapt a bit. There was obviously a time, when we were going out more and we were going to Lucky Voice back in the day, and it was a great post-pub activity, and we felt like we probably needed to have a few drinks before it, and then we'd have a few more drinks after it, during it, and maybe it wouldn't do much for our wellness and well-being that night or the next day. However, people come to Lucky Voice. I mean, that's obviously people come and have drinks, and that's still a big part of it. But it's amazing now. We get so many more early bookings than we ever had before. Have a younger generation who don't drink as much, but still come to Lucky Voice and love it. And I think that, as mentioned before, there are those scientific advantages of singing, but I think such a big part of it is just that joyous connection you get with the people you're there with, which you get to a point with other activities in the kind of social entertainment space, but it also really just kind of breaks down barriers, especially with when you're doing it with colleagues. There's a very different relationship that is created after singing like a big duet with someone from a team who you haven't really spent that much time with, and yeah, it brings people closer together. So a combination of all that stuff, I just think it's so much more than just than karaoke. And yeah, as I say, that's something we really want to keep building on.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, Charlie, thank you very much for all of the singing. Thank you very much for all of the laughs and everything like that. Can't wait to see where I'm going to take karaoke in my 50s, 60s, and 70s. Be in my wheelchair, like, you know, coming.
We're there for you, Krishnan. Always there.
Thanks, Charlie.
Brilliant. Thanks, Krishnan.